We are back with more of My Southern Home, and I'm here with Brian Lykins with Swan Financial. And Brian, I love this home that you brought us to today.
It's beautiful, very beautiful, lots of touching features.
So in the last couple segments that we did with Swan Financial, we talked about the first-time home buyer, but this is in a completely different bracket. The home's listed in the high 800s, so let's talk about loans in the luxury tax bracket, son.
Well, as you know, we're in a very unique time when it comes to certain types of loans, and lots of lenders are creating different types of guidelines currently because of COVID. So one of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing is checking in with your loan officer pretty frequently to make sure that your pre-approval hasn't changed. Lots of guidelines have taken place where they're kind of implementing their own rules, basically. So you might end up having to leave that loan officer to go shop around with a different lender. Lots of banks are creating what's called overlays, and those overlays are certain little rules that they're making up along the way to protect themselves from risk. So if you happen to fall in that category, don't give up. It just means you need to search another lender, such as a mortgage broker, for example. They have access to multiple lenders. But jumbo guidelines, for example, this category in this beautiful home here, might be affected. So you want to make sure that you're talking with the loan officer if you're in the jumbo loan category. As far as the other loans, just make sure that you're touching base with your loan officer to make sure that they are up to date about the current guidelines with underwriting.
And I think it's important for the homeowners to know that you can still get a loan, even though we have all of these different restrictions. It just might not look the same as it did before, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have to put more down or any of those scenarios that people might be scared of.
Correct, yes. You just wanted to, one of the big things right now that you're going to hear a lot about is forbearance. If you're going through a trying time, you want to make sure that if you applied for forbearance and you've currently skipped a mortgage payment, you definitely want to make sure that you're checking back in with that loan officer, because it could make you ineligible for a future loan in the most recent 12 months. So you want to make sure that you're not taking advantage of a current market situation over greed, over need, so to speak. So if you've currently signed up for a skip a payment, you need to make sure that that didn't hurt you for future loan.
So when you talk about a future loan, there's a lot of people out there that are sitting on the fence right now because they're scared and they don't know what's going to happen with their financial situation or what's going to happen with the market. And what a lot of people don't realize is the market hasn't stopped. There are builders that are still having their top years. You're still booming.
We've seen
with
business
loans.
actually increase, which is kind of crazy, we would think, at this time. But yeah, there's still a supply-demand issue on the inventory, we think. So lots of buyers still interested. So it's moving along good.
And when we talk about buyers, one of the things that people like to do is they like to go shopping, but you want to see a loan officer first.
Correct. You want to make sure that the loan officer has actually reviewed your income, or ran your credit, and done a thorough job on the pre-approval, especially during these times because of the different banking guidelines.
So let's talk about pre-approved and pre-qualified.
Okay, the difference is one might actually just ask you verbal questions, or might even just run your credit without really digging into your application. You want to make sure that loan officer has done a really thorough job, at least giving you 25-30 minutes on the phone, narrowing down your application and really digging in to make sure that you qualify. Not just a simple, here's my estimated credit score and here's my estimated income. That doesn't work at this time.
And who you use matters.
Correct.
And one of the things I want to brag on you about is you just had a major award given to you in 2019.
Yeah, so I actually got top 100 purchase loan officer in the U.S. and top 1% originator. So that was very exciting.
Which means you can get someone closed, right?
Yes, you want to make sure that now's the time. If you get told no, don't give up. Definitely check in with a mortgage broker.
All right, well, thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more of My Southern Home in just a moment.